Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Tonight I'm going to go over some chain maintenance, kind of run through my routine and what I do. And this is going to be a perfect timing for this. I went out yesterday and rode my YZ250X. I did about 40 miles on it. Some really good riding, but it's been very muddy, it's been very wet. So I'm going to run through kind of what I do on my chains and how it's been working, and I might kind of get into describing a little bit about the chains and the different types for dirt bikes. So we'll get started on it. So what I generally like to do, as you can see, I use a foam cannon. I've washed the bike off, got it cleaned up. I really focus hard on not spraying too hard in this area. You don't want to power wash your lower linkage. I've already talked about that in another video. You don't really want to power wash your chain too much. If my chain's super greasy and dirty, then I will hit it with some simple green and then the foam cannon, and then I'll just spray it off with the power washer. But as you can see, it's not in too bad a shape. But what I was going to talk about, you can already see, I just washed this earlier and see I'm already starting to get surface rust on it. So I'll go through real quick on what I do, and I know there's all kinds of different lubes, different products, different things. I just get gear oil and cut a little hole in the end, set it on a sprocket. Let me get this camera over here. Alright, I'll just put on my sprocket, dribble a little bit on there, and I'll start rolling it. And once I kind of get the whole chain good and lubed, alright, and then so just kind of make, I don't know, full rotation somewhere in there. I'll get a towel, I'll just kind of wipe it down, hit the bottom. I think the trick, you want to get it covered, but you don't want to just have it dripping. You don't want to have a bunch of standing oil up here. So generally what I'll do after I wash them, I'll hit them again. This chain's kind of dirty. I probably do a little better job washing it, but it is what it is. So I'll hit them with the oil to keep the surface rust off, and then before I go ride again, I may do that same thing again with it. A lot of people will ride them around and warm up the chain. I don't ever do that, but maybe that's a good idea. But really the main thing is you just want to get that oil worked down into these rollers. Get that thing cleaned up a little bit. And that's about it for my method. You don't really have any dripping oil or grease. I run a master link, so I always come around and look for that master link. It's still on there, it's clipped in, it looks good. So everything looks good on it. The oil on the chain, what you're trying to do is you're just trying to prevent surface rust. You're trying to reduce the friction between your sprockets and your rollers. These chains, this one's an X-ring. You got an O-ring and X-ring type chain for most bikes, and what that means, I've got an example of it up here. Well, I've lost the piece for it, but you can see on this chain you got a link. You got this pin that's got these, that's where I don't know if it's a bearing, I'm not real sure what it is, but that's what spins. And so on an X-ring, you've got this piece, you can kind of see them in between there, it's a seal. It sets in there and it keeps water, contamination, things like that out of the chain, out of the roller part where that factory lubricant is. So That's why it's real important. You want to keep them clean and keep the grit off of them and keep them, you know, you don't have to douse them with oil and that kind of stuff, because you're just trying to lubricate where these are rolling over your sprockets and running through your drivetrain. You're not trying to lubricate the whole chain. So yeah, that's good preventative maintenance, and it's good to take your time with it. It's good to visually inspect it, to look at your sprockets, to make sure everything looks good. But that's basically my chain, how I clean them. If it's real nasty and I have a lot of big chunks of gunk on there, I'll take a brush, I'll hold a brush and I'll spin it around, try to knock the stuff off. But I don't know, I think some people, my routine probably would not suffice for them, and they would probably have a lot of issues with it, but it's worked out pretty well for me. I never had any chain failures, and I seem to get a good lifetime, or good life out of them. You know, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, that's basically what my chain routine looks like.